cold. Yeah, our air temperatures are in the 20s, but then you factor in the wind that we're still dealing with today, and it feels so much colder. We do trend calmer tomorrow and milder by Friday, but today we're stuck with the blustery and frigid conditions. 23 in the park right now under a clear sky, but with wind gusting to about 23 miles per hour, it feels like 11 degrees, and that's the story across the tri-state. Our air temperatures are in the teens and 20s, 21 in Sussex, Morristown, and Somerville, 19 in Poughkeepsie. Factor in the wind, and it feels like single digits for many spots. 4 is the feels like in Newburgh, 6 is the wind chill in White Plains, 5 for Rock Hill, feels like 7 in Toms River, and just 11 in the park. That's what you got to dress for as you head out the door, and what you got to dress your kids for as they head to the bus stop. Temperatures today climbing close to the freezing mark under a mostly sunny to partly cloudy sky, but the wind will continue today, gusting 35 to 40 miles per hour. So even at our warmest, our wind chills are in the 20s. But as I mentioned, calmer wind tomorrow and milder by Friday. We do thaw out this weekend as rain chances return before another round of really frigid conditions next week. Heather, what's the latest with that overturned vehicle?
Well, Dani, we're going to try to find that vehicle and get some cameras out there, but that just broke as I was walking over to the desk, so I'm going to do some research. But yes, so it's the BQE North, right near Roosevelt Avenue. That's where we have reports that it's an overturned vehicle. Route 110 South Elm Street to East Carver Street in Huntington. That construction should be clearing away. It's supposed to be cleared by 5. So the Meadowbrook going south near Front Street, that construction, it looks like they got rid of that. And heading to the outbound side of the George Washington Bridge, it looks like that construction has also been cleared. So we're off to a pretty good start, except for what's going on, obviously, at the BQE. You look great coming inbound George Washington Bridge to both the lower and the upper levels. We had the lower level closed. That has been reopened. It's still a very quiet ride getting into the upper and the lower levels, and we have alternate side of the street parking rules in effect. Charlene and Mike, over to you.
Heather and Dave.
11 now on our Wednesday morning. We're waking up to a frigid start to the day, not just with actual air temperature in the 20s, but with the wind that is still going to hang with us today. It means we're feeling like single digits and teens for much of the tri-state, and unfortunately the frigid conditions hang with us throughout the day. Our gust speeds today ranging from 30 to 40 miles per hour, and that will make high temperatures in the low 30s feel more like low 20s. In fact, this morning feeling like single digits and teens across the board. That's what you got to dress for as you head out the door. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds for today, and tomorrow our wind speeds calm. By Friday our temperatures warm, and then our attention turns to the next storm system drifting through. We should be mild enough on Saturday that that's all rain, but by Sunday some colder air starts to taper in. It means initial rain chances could turn to snow by the second half of Sunday, and then temperatures drop again as we move toward Monday. I'll have the full AccuWeather forecast after the break. Heather?
Oh boy, Dani, we have a commuter alert, and I have a feeling this is going to be out there for quite some time, and I'm sure you're going to agree. This is the BQE Northeast Roosevelt Avenue. It is an overturned tractor trailer. You see it right over there. It's completely on its side. Fire department is on the scene. Police are on the scene. Only one lane is open. So again, this is northeast on the BQE, right in Queens there by Roosevelt Avenue. That's going to take some time to get that cleaned up, because now they're going to have to upright that tractor trailer, clean up the debris. Belt Parkway, West Sunrise Highway, that is an accident. This is the Belt Parkway right near JFK. No major issues there, and we have alternate side of the street parking rules in effect. Mike and Charlene, over to you.
All right, thanks. Between now and then, we do warm up a bit for the weekend, but plenty to talk about in this forecast. Let's get you outside this morning, where the main message is that it is so cold. A mostly clear sky, air temperature at 23 in the city on Long Island, I should say in Queens this morning, 24 degrees up the Whitestone, 25 for Rockaway Beach. It looks like 19 in Poughkeepsie and Andover, 19 for Trenton as well, 22 for Bridgeport. So teens and 20s, but when you factor in the wind, single digits and 10 or 11 degrees. It is so frigid outside this morning. Feels like 4 in Newburgh, 6 in White Plains, 5 for Rock Hill, feels like 7 for Toms River. The wind chill's just 11 in Central Park and Morristown and Somerville. That's what you have to dress for as you head out the door. It feels absolutely frigid. Our gust speeds are noticeable right from the start this morning. Gusts generally peaking 25 to 30 miles per hour. We're going to turn that up just a touch heading into late morning, early afternoon, where our peak gusts will average between 35 and 40. So blustery at times today, and you know that really impacts the way it feels. So even as our high highs make it close to freezing today. It will feel like teens for the bulk of the daylight hours, maybe getting to the low 20s later this evening as our wind speeds begin to taper off. It's a mix of sun and clouds today, so that's not really our worry. As the sun rises, we should see plenty of it. I'm watching these flurries near Binghamton. There's the potential that some hold together and bring some of our northern neighbors some light snow today, but snow isn't a significant part of today's forecast. Do want to touch quickly on Southern California as that Santa Ana wind event continues to keep fire danger critical. The particularly dangerous situation distinction is from 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. Pacific. Today, that's where we're seeing just really intense wind and really low relative humidity. Our wind speeds will taper off here tonight, and our relative humidities are going to be up moving into tomorrow. So that danger is going to relax a little bit by the end of the week, but for today, just absolutely critical. So that's a huge story for the West Coast. For us, it's the mix of sun and clouds as we put futurecasts into play. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. So the real weather story today is the cold and the wind. Our air temperature near the freezing mark, but feeling like teens and 20s with the wind. Tonight, the breeze will settle down. It's still really cold tomorrow, but much calmer with highs in the low 30s. But without the wind, it shouldn't feel quite as harsh. A few snow showers going to be possible the second half of the day tomorrow. Friday, best bet, I think, of the next few, high near 40 under a mix of sun and clouds. Saturday's our next storm system. That brings a rain chance in the second half of the day, but it should be mild enough that that's rain rather than snow. For today, you see mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, highs in the low 30s, but with the wind, it feels like 20s. The wind speed tapers off tonight. Temperature is still cold, but conditions much calmer tomorrow. And then Friday, we're seeing a little bit more sunshine. That should feel good. Storm system this weekend with rain, and then much colder once again by the start of next week. Heather? Not just a second ago, the human experience in general today challenging because it is frigid outside, not just air temperature in the 20s, but when you factor in our gusts, which are close to 25 miles per hour, it feels like single digits and teens for much of the area. How am I doing, Sam?
You're doing great.
He said he would give me a rating by the end of this. Yeah, he wants the dazzle, and I'm not bringing the dazzle. 23 degrees, that's air temperature right now, feeling like 11 in the park. 28 is air temperature in Montauk, that's our mild spot. 21 in Sussex, Morristown, Somerville. Actual air temperature in the teens for our northern neighborhoods. Factor in the wind, check this out. It feels like 4 degrees in Newburgh right now, 6 in White Plains, 7 in Toms River. These are the numbers you have to dress for. It is absolutely frigid, and even as our highs make their way to the freezing mark today, highs in the low 30s, it doesn't feel like that. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds with our gust speeds through this afternoon, still 35 to 40 miles per hour. Wind speed will taper off as we head into tonight, so better weather ahead. But today, blustery and cold. Tomorrow, calmer but still cold. By Friday, we're back to 40. But behind this weekend storm system, another round of really cold air. I'll have the details coming up. But Heather, things getting busy for you?
Things are extremely busy, not just for me, but for these firefighters and the police department. Everybody is here trying to assist with this overturned tractor trailer. They've zoomed it in a little bit here, so that's the good news. So you can see that it is on its side, and there is a ton of activity here. They're going to have to upright this tractor trailer. You see fire department is out there. This is going to be there for a while. At this point, only one lane is open, but eventually they're going to have to close all those lanes to upright that tractor trailer. Clearview Expressway South into the LIE, we did have some construction. That has been cleared away, so traffic is moving a lot better than it was. Alternate side of the street parking rules are in effect. Mike and Shirlene, over to you.
All right.
5:43 now on our Wednesday morning, and the main message today, it is cold and it is windy. Right now, our air temperature in the teens and 20s across the tri-state. But even this morning, we're seeing wind gusts in the 25 to 30 mile per hour range, which means it feels single digits in teens. Temperatures today make their way to the low 30s. We are about 5 to 8 degrees below the seasonal average, but it will feel like low 20s throughout the day because that blustery wind continues. Overall, conditions in the sky fairly quiet, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies expected today. Can't eliminate the possibility of a few flurries while north and west of New York City, but we don't see a rain chance return to the forecast until we head into the weekend. And between now and then, winds will calm tomorrow and temperatures will warm by Friday. Not that it's warm, but highs back near 40 on Friday. That means as that next storm system slides through on Saturday, mainly a rain event, but we're right back to the frigid conditions moving to the start of next week. I'll time out the changes for you in the full AccuWeather forecast coming up. But Heather, I know things are really starting to heat up on the roads.
Yeah, and if you are...
Yeah. anywhere indoors is the right place to be today.
It's the right call.
An indoor day, so frigid, not just because of the cold air, but also the blustery winds that continue for your Wednesday. Want to get you outside, although, yes, we do want to stay indoors today. 23 under a mostly clear sky. Looking at air temperature for the 5 boroughs, generally low to mid-20s this morning. As you look north and west, seeing teens, Andover and Poughkeepsie at 19 each. Same for Trenton, 22 in Bridgeport. But let's talk wind chill, because this is what your body's actually reading as you step out, and it feels absolutely frigid. Wind chill of 2 in Rock Hill, 4 in Newburgh, 6 in White Plains. Feels like 10 in Islip and Belmar, 7 in Toms River, and feels like 11 whole degrees in Central Park. So all the layers as you step out. I would say the hat, the scarves, the gloves on the kids as they head to the bus stop. Our gusts right now right around 25 to 30 miles per hour. We could turn that up just a touch off and on throughout this morning and afternoon as our gusts peak close to 35 or 40 miles per hour. So a blustery day, but you notice this wind speed starting to taper off tonight. Sign of calmer conditions tomorrow, although the cold hangs out for your Thursday. Will moderate temperature by Friday. With that wind off and on throughout the day, we expect our wind chill temperature to remain in the teens and then low 20s tonight as the wind weakens. So again, all day long, it's going to feel absolutely frigid under a mostly clear to partly cloudy sky. We're waking up to quiet conditions on satellite and radar. I'm watching these flurries near Binghamton. The potential to hold together near the Catskills and drop a little light snow, but snow isn't a major factor in the forecast today. Our focus is definitely the frigid conditions as we expect to remain mostly clear to partly cloudy. Touching quickly on Southern California, particularly dangerous situation distinction for that red flag warning from 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. Pacific, but the red flag warning itself extends through this evening. Tonight, winds should start to taper off, and tomorrow, relative humidity picks up, so slightly less critical conditions as we close out the week. But today, absolutely critical as the extremely dry, extremely windy conditions continue for these areas that have already been impacted so significantly. So we're staying on it today. It looks like next week another Santa Ana wind event setting up, so we're watching it, although things should improve a little bit through the weekend. Today, close to home, again, it's a mostly clear to partly cloudy sky, so all eyes are on temperature as our highs climb to the low 30s today. Remember, it will feel about 10 degrees colder because of that blustery wind, gusts peaking 35 to 40 miles per hour. Tonight, a clear sky, very cold conditions as our wind speeds begin to calm. It means not as much separation between air temperature and wind chill tomorrow, but it's still cold with highs close to freezing with increasing clouds in the afternoon. Those clouds could support a few snow showers mainly west of the city tomorrow, but it's not a significant snow event. Moving toward Friday, sunny skies, temperatures topping out near 40. It's the best bet of the next several days because by the weekend, although we're milder, our next storm system slides through. That brings rain showers the second half of the day on Saturday and some lingering showers possible on Sunday. Behind that storm system, another outbreak of really cold air, and that sends highs plummeting again by the start of next week. Today, mix of sun and clouds, highs close to the freezing mark, but feeling like low 20s with the blustery wind. Tonight is quite cold, but winds do calm, and that means tomorrow feels maybe a little less harsh, even though highs are still very cold. By Friday, sunshine near 40, then that storm system this weekend, and next week, oof, lows in the teens, air temperature in the 20s. That'll make today look a little more comfortable. Heather?
All right, let's